Gospel Diaries. Episode 14. Zella Jackson Price.
The best of anything.
Oh, yes.
You know, sometimes.
All right, Gospel Diaries. Look, I'm outside for a change, and it feels good. The weather is pretty cool, and I'm in St. Louis, and I am with the all so lovely. Y'all seen her photo? She is just the most beautifulest woman. And I'm talking about none other than, come on, drum roll, Miss Zella Jackson Price. Say hello.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing?
Listen, I'm more than honored to be sitting here. It's like a dream come true. Like I remember looking at Say Amen somebody and just like, who is this woman? Who is this woman? And here I am sitting next to you.
Man,
So
you
that's
like
a
my
blessing.
baby. You know, I done adopt you now. You're mine now.
Wow.
Yeah,
thank you
I call a lot of people on Facebook. That's my baby. That's my baby. I'm everybody's mama.
Wow. So just take us to your humble beginnings. You were born here in St. Louis.
Born and fed and raised here in
about it.
St. Louis. And I had a very healthy upbringing with my mother and father. And I was in church all the time. Because with grandmama, you had to go to church. And you go to church to Sunday school and morning worship. And, you know, church lasts a long time. And by the time it got out, it's time for the evening service. BYPU, then night service. They don't have no night services no more. You know, we had night service. And late as we stayed up, we was on school on time early Monday morning at school. But I am so thankful for my upbringing because I was in church so much. I said, when I get growing, I ain't never going to church. No, I ain't never going to church. I went out in the world. I was in the world about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
The
She
world,
said 30
30
minutes.
minutes. The world knew I was a church girl. I even put on extra makeup. And they pointed at me, that's a church girl.
Wow.
But I'm glad I didn't lose my identity. Because, see, even the devil knows not to mess with that church girl.
Wow.
That's going to be temporary. That ain't going to be everlasting. That's going to be temporary. Devil knew, well, I ain't going to be here long, so I'm going to do what I can against her right now. But I had a praying mother.
Right.
Had a praying mother. Yes, sir. Had a praying mother. Yes, sir. And
So-
when you pray for your children, I don't care how far they stray, they got to come back.
Mama, this is for mama. Y'all, did you just hear her mama?
Yeah.
She tells me this all the time.
Yes, you got to come back. Yes, sir. I know my grandmother even said that. The Waterfords, I'm a descendant of the Waterfords.
Waterfords.
And the Waterfords were both black and white. And when we'd have the family reunions, you would see the black and white ones. In fact, we just lost my cousin Cecil, and they came here for the funeral. And I'm thankful for the relationship that we enjoyed with the interracial relationships, you know. And because Mama always said, I never met a stranger. Never met a stranger. Anybody that's downtrodden or nobody, everybody's against, that's who I like. That's who I like.
High five.
High five. High five. High five. Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking in the house. We were talking about your parents.
Yes.
And I just think it's so phenomenal. Your mom. Wait. Okay. If I remember, so your dad was born in 19. Was it 15? Did you say?
No, my mother was born 1915.
1915,
My
okay.
daddy was born, I say what, 18, because he was 25 years younger than my mother, so like he's older than my mother.
Wait, your dad was 25 years older.
Older than my mother. So that would make him, let me see, 15, 1990? Yeah, 90 and 15. Wouldn't that be 25 years?
90 and 15.
Uh-huh.
What's 90? 1990?
1890.
Oh, 1890.
1890. 1890.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay.
But the reason why I said that is so phenomenal. You have had a taste of so many different eras.
Yes.
Time dispensations.
Yes.
So kind of walk us through that. What are some of the stories that you can share that your parents?
Yeah, well, my
shared with
dad, he admired my mother. My mother at that time was with the Waterford sisters, the Waterford singers. And he loved to hear my mother sing. My inspiration came from my mother and Willa Ford Smith. And my dad, he had a car. He would take them all around, you know, and he would just smile and look at my mama. and I'd fall asleep on the bench. Wake up, they still singing, you know. But it still inspired me. It still inspired me. And my daddy liked to cook. My mama, she couldn't cook too well.
What was your
Don't tell her.
What was his favorite dish to cook?
Daddy loved roast, and the way he could do a ham and make gravy with that ham.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he could fix roast and barbecue. He would tie an apron up. The apron would come way above his chest, and he would whistle in the kitchen singing and cooking, whistling and cooking.
And you was listening to her, huh?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
You kind of, do you think you kind of got some of those
Oh, I
harmony?
cook. Yeah, I cook.
Well, the harmony, musically, do you think you kind of got some of that from
From
him?
mama.
From mama,
I
not
got
daddy.
Daddy couldn't sing.
Okay. So,
Daddy had a real high note that he would, he always sounded like he crying. What's the matter? Oh, God is so good to me. They said I got that high range from him, but I got the quality from my mother.
so
you know.
tell us about your mom. What, first of all, just to pay homage to her name, and then tell us about it.
Alberta Waterford
Okay.
Robinson at that time. Robinson. And Mom sang, and I thought my mother was so pretty.
Uh-oh.
I did. I thought she was so pretty. You know, when you have to have your parents come to school, you didn't have to have them, but there was time for parents to come to school to check on
You
you.
was happy to see her come up.
Oh,
You wanted the people to see her.
We wanted to always make sure, Mama, put this on, put this on, because they would always judge, oh, that's Stanley and Zella's mother, that's somebody's mother, that's who else's mother. And my mother, she loved to dress. My daddy loved to dress her.
Oh, wow.
You know, and we was always proud when Mama come. You sure got a pretty mama. I said, thank you. And I remember when with the complexion I have, being dark brown skin, you know, they would say that you're too dark to wear red. Daddy get mad. That's my chocolate drop. She ain't too dark to wear no red, you know. So, but Daddy, he didn't like it when you was color struck, you know. So, but he always made me feel real good, real good. And sometimes, you know, when you was coming up, being dark, you think you cute dark as you is. And I said, yeah, now you think it.
You are.
I always been comical. I could
Yeah.
find a joke in any situation. I could find a bright side of anything. I could find a bright side of anything.
Wow. Okay, so Dad, he liked to be in the kitchen, and Mom,
Yes.
she was musical.
Yeah.
So tell us about her musical side.
Well, Mom came out of a musical family. Her sisters sang. My Uncle Cato, Uncle Herman sang. They were kind of like the front porch people. I raised my children like that. We used to be living on St. Louis Avenue, and they would come pass by us, and my children, all of us out there harmonizing and singing. My brothers were out there harmonizing and singing. And I remember my brother had a group, Billy and Michael, they was with a group called The Distance. And a couple of times they opened up for the Temptations. A couple of times in St. Louis they opened up for the Temptations. They loved singing like the Temptations. So it was always some singing in the family. There was no time for, we didn't even know we was poor. We didn't know we was poor. We just thought we just wanted to eat the same thing the next day.
Oh, wow.
We didn't think everybody had beans on Mondays.
Wow.
So, but we was a happy family, front porch kids, front porch kids, yeah.
Right. And so you were raised in the church, right?
Oh, yes.
What was your childhood church?
My child, was Saint, when I was younger, when my mother and father was together, it was Eastern Star.
Eastern Star.
Eastern Star.
Baptist?
Baptist,
So
And
about
then
them
when
Baptist churches.
Yeah, I'm double barrel Baptist. But when they separated, and my grandmother was a minister, she was out of the Methodist church. And the
AME or Methodist?
AME.
Okay.
Out of the AME.
Okay.
And you know, the Methodist church was the first denomination that ordained women to be ministers. And so my grandmother was ordained to be a minister. And so during that time, in the, I think it was in the 20s, 27, something like that, they had, you know, depression.
Oh, you talking about the Depression?
Yeah,
that
Depression.
was the Depression, if I'm not mistaken, that started right around 21.
21, okay.
If
Well,
I'm not mistaken, if I'm not.
Well, Grandmama, she
19
had
or
a mission.
22, somewhere like that.
She had a mission, and she started a church. And she would feed them. They had the soup lines at her church. And guess who was in the soup line? Red Fox. Red Fox dated my Aunt Neezy. And he named most of his characters after our family. Every name you almost got in his sitcom, he named them Cato, TJ, Herman. and the Waterfords had this little dip in their head. And in one of his sitcoms, he said, Elizabeth, if you see somebody come up there with a dip in their head, don't let them in. Don't let him. Talking about the Waterfords.
Uh-huh.
And even when he couldn't use the word Waterford, but he would name his girlfriend Winfield. His name was Elizabeth Winfield.
Oh, wow.
And my niece's name was Louise Waterford. He spoke about this on the Johnny Carson show one night, because Johnny Carson was asking him, how did you get your characters? He got the church scene from my grandmother's church.
Wow.
He got the church scene from that. And until he died, he recognized all of us. He would come to see us, come to see my Uncle Cato especially. My Uncle Cato's son, Albert, he was his bookkeeper for a long time, and then he got wealthy, and they convinced him that Albert ain't gonna be able to keep your books no more.
Oh, wow.
And soon as the people that could handle money kept it, that's when they messed up his books.
Oh, wow.
That's when they messed up his books. But anyhow, Red Fox came one time, and this lady saw him walking in Uncle Cato's house, and she took a double look, and she said, ain't that Red Fox? And she came up to the door, and Red Fox, he was sitting, his name is Elroy Sanford, and he was sitting on the couch, and the lady said, Mr. Waterford, ain't that Red Fox? And Red went into character. Oh, yes, you know I am, woman, you know I am, you know I am. And so, but he got back into himself, but he went into character to make her laugh, and she just cracked up, sounded like he was insulting. The more he sounded insulting, the more she laughed, you know.
Wow.
But Red was very close to the family,
Wow.
very close.
All right, you guys, that's 7-1. We're probably going to have like a music interlude or break, and then we'll be right back. All right, tell the people we'll see them later.
See you pretty soon, okay?
See you
we're
pretty soon.
going downstairs.
All right, and we're back. And now we get to talk about Mother Willa Mae.
Mother Willa Mae Ford Smith. I idolized that woman.
Willa Mae Ford Smith.
Really, I idolized Willa Mae Ford Smith. I would call her Aunt Willa Mae, and she lived on a street called Colorado. That's in South St. Louis, and a beautiful cottage. And we called what you call a streetcar to go to her house. And the grand streetcar, we thought that was the streamlined streetcar. Now the other streetcars, they look like trolleys, you know, kind of old-fashioned. But when you rode the grand streetcar, you was upper class.
Oh, yeah.
So going to Miss Mother Willa Mae Ford Smith's house on Colorado, we called it the grand streetcar. And my mother go out there because they would rehearse at Mother Willa Mae Ford Smith's house. And I just loved Jackie Jackson, Willa Mae's daughter. Willa Mae's daughter, Jackie, she had such a beautiful voice. And we'd go out there, and I would fall asleep while they would rehearse, and I just loved to hear them sing. And Bertha Smith, she was Willa Mae's daughter that played for her. And when those people would get to singing, boy, I just stare at them. That's what I wanted to be. They impressed me. They're the reason why I'm singing and in the field right now. And Willa Mae Ford Smith, and she was just something else. And when she come in church, and different churches would have her come in to sing, it would be packed already. We didn't have the communication like we have now. All they had then was placards. They had placards, and they would put the placards in different windows.
Also, it's kind of like handbills or flyers.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was a great big placard, about that big, and they put them in the windows of cleaners, and anywhere there's a store window, they would allow them to put them there. Some of them, they would tie them around the lampposts.
Wow.
But that's the communication we have. We didn't have it like we do now, you know.
But it was efficient, though.
Oh, it worked. It
Right.
worked. Yeah, that word got around so quick. Oh, word got around. Willa Mae be at our church, and when you get there, you couldn't get a seat. Oh yeah, they be packed.
Wow.
And when she sang "Plant My Feet on Higher Ground," baby, she planted it.
So what church did she belong to here in St. Louis?
During that time, she belonged to Corinthian, but then she left Corinthian and came to Lively Stone. And
All Baptist church?
No.
The Church of God in Christ?
Yeah, Church
Okay.
of God. Church Lively Stone, Church of God.
She was a fiery woman.
Yes,
huh?
she was. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. She and could cook too.
Cook? Really?
Oh yeah, she
What she
sold
cook
out.
for you?
Oh, she liked greens and soul food.
Really?
Well, you know, and say amen somebody, she was stirring in that pot.
Uh-huh.
And she sat down and talked to me because I was getting ready to go to California, And my husband didn't want me to go because I'd never been gone over. I'd be gone overnight, but not as long as they wanted me to stay, you know. And she said, "Baby, let me tell you what to do." And I listened to her too. I listened to her. She inspired me.
Oh, wow.
But to know Willa Mae is to know a wonderful person.
Wow.
Wonderful. And her son and daughter, I idolized them. And when I was invited to come play for the Gospel Unlimited at Antioch Baptist Church, which is a church I united with, Jackie sent for me there. And I was just elated to just be around Jackie. I just idolized. She like a big sister.
Wow.
She was like a big sister.
So, okay, so Willa Mae Ford. So at this time, did you ever travel with her? Like, did you leave St. Louis?
Yes, I did.
Tell us about that.
Yes, a couple of times. Once I went to Kansas City with her, and I played for her. And
Played for her? Did you?
Yeah.
What key did you play?
F sharp. F sharp. Yes,
Okay,
it was
okay.
F sharp. Yeah, like I told y'all, we was out eating. Nobody played an F sharp but me and Donnie Hathaway and Walter Hawkins. I'd sit at the piano and Malcolm and Sonny and all of them say, I ain't going to play with Zella because Zella going to put you in F sharp. And everybody wasn't playing F, but a lot of folks playing F sharp now. But anyhow, I played for different people, and I played good in that key, but they want to sing in another key, and I wasn't going to have them knock me out of that money. They couldn't sing no how. So I said, baby, you got to project. Raise a little higher. Got to project. That's a nice key for you.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But we went once, it was the bicentennial. Willa Mae and Jackie asked me to go with them there, and I sang with them there at the bicentennial in Washington, D.C. That was very exciting.
Wow.
Very exciting.
Wow.
And because that was recorded at Smithsonian, that was all that. It was at Georgetown University, and that was just wonderful.
And so your connection with Willa Mae Ford Smith was through your mom?
They're through my mama.
Because your mom, she was, I guess, just in the community.
She traveled with Willa Mae.
She traveled
with her for
Okay,
10
okay.
years.
10 years.
Traveled with her for 10 years.
Okay.
And that's my mom at the end of the movie Save Man Somebody. She comes up and hug Willa Mae and say, "Go girl, you did it, go girl." And it was a hard time for me to look at Save Man for a while because after that movie my mama died. And Willa Mae and mom, they just was quite a team. They was quite a team.
Well, I think that's the perfect segue to go into Save Man Somebody. So when we come back, we will be discussing your role, your iconic role,
Okay.
it's safe to say, in Save Man Somebody. But before we leave, I want you to look right in this camera and give somebody an encouraging word.
Well, when God want to use you, like I told Mary Beth and myself, we have been afflicted with different physical illnesses as far as not being able to ambulate like we used to when we was younger. But God chose to use us more in our affliction than when we was all cute and walking all cute and everything. So, but when God chooses to use you, it doesn't matter about your age because it ain't about you no how.
Preach.
It's about what He sent you to do. And He might not bring it out to your later years, but it took the time of what you went through to bring out the best of you. So the best of me is here now.
Wow, another high five.
Hey!
All right, y'all, we'll see y'all later.
But I went and stole away. Mary, I had to talk to her. I said, Lord, this ain't about me, but this is about you. And I'm glad to know today I am your child. And knowing you are His child, if you're sick, He will heal you. If you're low in spirit, He'll lift you up.
Oh, yes.
And if you're weak, He'll make you strong.
Come on.
And Eric, I felt kind of weak today, but look at me.
Oh, yes.
I'm walking on my own.
Oh, yes, you are.
I thank Him for the years He brought me through. And I know there are a lot of singers, and I just love all singers. But I may not be the best, but I know that I'm His child.
Oh, yes. Come on.
As Malcolm wrote the words, he said, I may not be the best at anything. Oh, feel like I'm the least of all. But I don't worry about that. I know someone who has everything. And he is my everything. And I'm happy.
Oh, yes.
I said I'm happy.
So happy.
I'm happy just to know that I'm his child. He said, who is it? His name. He's Jesus. He's Jesus. Woo! The righteous Son of God. He's that lily. Somebody saw him in the valley. He's that bright and morning star. Ooh, he's Jesus. Very baby Jesus. He's everything, And I'm happy. I feel all right now. I said I'm happy. Prove to me that he loves me. I'm happy just to know that I'm his child. My prayer chair. That's when I tell on y'all.
Oh, Lord. She got a precious.
My husband used to see me praying. And I had a prayer chair in every house. And he'd come in there. What I done now?
Oh, wow. Wow, you look so lovely. Look at that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, so now it's time to go ahead and dive into this.
Amen, somebody.
This thing right here.
Yeah.
So, well, needless to say, we know that you built your relationship with Mother Willie Mae Ford
Yes.
Smith. And that was the catalyst that, got
She's
you
the
on
cause
that.
of me being in Saved Man Somebody.
But walk us through the experience, though, just for those, because we want to know.
Well,
the
I was
experience.
excited when I heard that a movie was going to be made in my church, Saved Man Somebody, and I was just planning to just attend it, And but Jackie Jackson and Billy, they came up to me and the twins. They said, Mother Willa Mae Ford Smith wants you to be in the movie. I said, oh, okay. And so they said, what you want to sing? At that time, I was programming Malcolm Speed number, I'm His Child. I always loved that song, I'm His Child. I love the words, I'm His Child. And I asked Malcolm, I said, Malcolm, can I do your song, I'm His Child? He said, sure, you can. I said, but I want to do it my way. Yeah. So I had my own arrangement of it. And that's how I got into Saved Man Somebody.
Wow.
I'm His Child. And that song went great big.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, it was featured also in the HBO production Angels in America.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so walk us through the process. So you get the call to do the movie.
Yes.
Okay. And then I guess they give you dates, right? Tell you when things are going to take place, right?
Yes, they gave us.
So what was the first scene that you all took? Like, was it at the States? Was everything filmed in one day?
No.
Or was it, okay, so
It was filmed at 3 locations, 3 different cities. Now, the
But
first
your segment,
my
though.
segment was at Antioch here in St. Louis.
Okay.
Then there was a segment in Chicago where the Barrett sisters was. And everybody talk about that scene
Oh,
when,
right, in the
when,
kitchen,
when
right.
yeah, in the kitchen. We said, do you want sausage with your eggs? And then there's a segment in Texas where the convention was. That's when Professor Darcy was being wheeled in.
By Clayton Hanna.
Yes, that's right, that's right. And that was such a spiritual
Yeah.
scene, especially when he sang Precious Lord and that consecration. And that's when Mother Gentry, that's Mary Beth Gentry's mother, was at the table. That was Mary Beth Gentry's mother at the table in the consecration.
Where you at, Cameron? Where you at?
Yeah.
Where you
Mother
She didn't
Gentry.
even say that.
Yeah, Mother Gentry. She was the queen mother of
That was
St.
her at the
Louis.
table that,
When they was lighting the candles and
Yes.
she was praying, yeah. That was Mother Gentry. Mother Gentry. We all love Mother Gentry. Huh? Mother Geneva Gentry.
Matter of fact, while you're over there, go ahead and say hello to the people. Tell us your name. You look dark, but just say hello.
Hello, family.
What's your name?
Charleston Gregory.
Okay, you're a long
She
time.
stands for Charlie.
Yeah,
And
turn
you're a
that
long
light
time-
on, baby.
Yeah. And you're a long time resident of St. Louis, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, you are a
Born-
native.
Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri.
Wow. Well, I just wanted to capture you on this in this segment. Can you give us an encouraging word before we go back to the interview?
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding.
And He will.
And He will always acknowledge Him, and He will
Direct our path.
direct thy path.
My
That's
God,
right.
hallelujah.
I live by that. I live by that. I
And you know,
do.
that's a dirty shame.
What?
Cause when you get ready to say something, the devil try to rob.
Yeah.
Well, you had it. You
Yeah.
got spewed out.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite verses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I came. I didn't want to come, but I know y'all talking music.
Uh,
And I'm not a musician or nothing, but I'm enjoying some of the things I heard going to the convention. We used to go to convention. As a matter of fact, we were singing in St. Louis Gospel.
mm-hmm.
We knew each other. I knew her from Christ Salvation singing, but we never thought we would go.
No, I didn't. We didn't. Wasn't close there. It was just like a wave. How you doing? Bye bye and what have you. And somehow or another we got together many years later.
Wow.
But he's my best friend.
Yeah, that's
He's
awesome.
my
He
best
take
friend.
good care of you too.
Yes, he did.
Like I was telling you when we moved up to the house, I said he's a good man. I said the first thing he did was he ran to that mailbox. Make sure you get your mail.
Get
in
my
this house.
mail. Yeah, he helps me so
That's so
much.
sweet.
He
That's
helps
so
me.
sweet.
He even carry my purse for me
What?
to make sure I'm not balanced.
That is awesome.
Sometimes walking with the cane, you get off balance. But he's my
Yeah.
best friend.
Wow. Okay. So that was
Oh, we ain't through yet.
we're not through.
Now go ahead.
All right. So that was Maribeth. That was her mom at the tape. Okay. So let's focus on the segments that was recorded here in St. Louis.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So did they record all of those segments? Well, all of that footage in one day, or was it?
No, it was done in portions.
Portions.
Called the Barrett Sisters. They recorded their songs in the auditorium at Antioch. Their songs were recorded at Antioch. I think one of them was "I Don't Feel No Ways Tired," and another song they sang in the chapel.
Brought up
Uh-huh.
from Almighty. Yeah.
And they were so amazing. My God.
Wait,
their
but I thought it
harmony.
was a concert. That was Willie Mae Ford Smith. Wasn't that a concert that they had for her?
Yeah, it's on that same tape where Willa Mae come in later singing Canaan Land.
Right.
And the twins, they marched in singing Highway to Heaven. And they also sang Jesus Dropped the Charges. That was all on that tape.
That was all one tape in that right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So when they recorded you all at the radio station, so that was another day.
That was another episode. That was another episode. They were still talk about what's going to happen at the radio station.
Right. So
That hadn't
before.
happened. The actual concert hadn't happened yet.
So what was the time length from the radio station to the service, do you think?
Oh, some days.
Oh, days. So,
Yeah,
So they
days.
possibly could have stayed in town for it.
Who, the twins?
No. The recording, the film crew.
They came back. They could have stayed, but they
Oh,
came
okay.
back several times because they would
Oh.
notify us, we're going to be taping again, we're going to be taping again, but they would notify us when we were supposed to be there. There was no script, though. That was the beautiful thing about it. It was all live and right off the top of your head. And the twins, when they came out there and they was pumping the audience up, getting ready for Say Amen Somebody, and that's where Columbus Gregory, when he introduced everybody on the air, and they took shots getting ready to go into Antioch when they were gathering and everything. So it was a process.
Well, Columbus Greg, that afro, oh my God, wasn't
Didn't
that
he,
neat?
didn't he have some hair?
And he really had a golden voice to me.
Yeah.
He was very-
Yeah, that's the Indian in him. Yeah. Oh, he had a beautiful mother and father.
I wish I could have met him.
Oh,
Could you
he
tell
was-
us a little bit about him?
Gregory was just beautiful, and he treated me like I was a little sister at KRL. I mean, very protective, and this is Zella Jackson Price. He had a group called the Gregory Heirs that was very popular, the Gregory Heirs. And he was just such a sweet man. He belonged to Lively Stone. Yeah, he belonged to Lively Stone, and everybody loved Columbus Gregory. Gregory we talk kind of slow, you know. But he'd get the job done, and he had a popular show.
Really?
Oh, everybody! If you didn't get your news on Columbus Gregory's time, nobody found out nothing. Of course, I was the roving reporter, so I had a little segment called the roving reporter that told all the church news, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the radio station. So I think that was a cool segment there. The radio
Yeah.
station. That was,
I was excited about that.
I like the way he flipped the record and put it on.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
So, well, I was gonna ask you something about the taping. I mean, not the taping, but the concert. Anyone with emotions could tell that Mother Willie Mae Ford was heavenly proud of you.
Yes.
Because she lit up like a...
Yeah.
Like
Her and Billy, they both kind of lit up. Yeah, she was very proud of me.
How did that feel?
Oh,
Because we sensed it.
Yes.
How did you feel?
well, it's a funny thing. When I'm singing, I don't see nobody. I actually don't. I don't see nobody. And almost at the end, when I was glancing, I saw Billy wiping his eyes, you know, and how he was enjoying it. And Jackie, Mother Smith, she's just been just a jewel. She's been a sweetheart all my life, ever since I met her. I think I met Mother Smith when I was about 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old. But she's always been a sweetheart, always been a sweetheart.
Wow. Well, you know what? I think that wraps up this particular episode. And so we're actually going to do a part 2. So the next episode, we'll probably be riding around the city of St. Louis and look at some
of the
historic.
churches.
Yeah. So, man, I just don't want to let this go, but I'm going to let it go. But you are like so I think this is what I'm going to start doing.
What
so
you gonna do?
I have a saying that I love to say, but not only do I love to say it, I mean every ounce, every word that I say. And I say, love on someone and change a lot. And the reason why I really say that is because love can change.
Well, like in the word said, when nothing else could help. When nothing else could help. Nothing else could help. Love lifted me. Love lifted me. Give me a high five, yeah. That's why I show my age when I go down there. It let me know how old I am. But see, while you being up there, you can tell you 38. You 38.
That was a good one. When nothing else.
When nothing else could help. That's been my motto for years. When nothing else could help. And you get in trouble.
Come on, somebody.
When you get in trouble and you think it's permanent, trouble seems permanent. It seems like when you get in trouble, say, I ain't never had no good luck. Been like this all my life.
Oh, yeah.
But it's temporary.
Yes.
That's why Satan likes to make things seem like it's permanent. But God lets you know this too will pass.
So will you do me a favor and tell the people, love on someone and change a life?
Love on someone and change a life. Because you know why? When nothing else could help, love will lift you, baby. Yes, it will. It did me.
Bye, you guys.
I must tell Jesus
Sing now.
all of my troubles.
Oh, yes.
Tell him all my troubles. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, He kindly will help. Oh, He'll come see about me.
Oh, yes.
Jesus can help me. Yes, He can. Jesus alone. Yes. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
Hallelujah. I got to tell him.
Got to tell him.
Can I bear?
Yes, God.
I can't do it, Jesus. These burdens alone. Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I'm gonna run on.
Come on.
Tell him.
My God. Oh, yes.
Jesus.
can help me.
Yes.